All right, guys, I think we're finally live. So I know you're tired of my crap, and I always have some kind of an excuse for why the show couldn't possibly have been on time today. But no, really, today was a truly exceptional, truly out of the ordinary situation. So number one, we actually had to move. I didn't realize until, okay, so this was the thing I didn't realize. This wasn't unavoidable, but I didn't realize until it was basically time to like get ready for WAN show that all of the WAN show stuff had to be moved out of that orange room that I was broadcasting from before, because we've had Esther, so my sister-in-law, you might remember her as NCIX Esther. So we've had Esther helping us out with decorating, sort of, well, furnishing the office. And she had us move all the WAN show stuff out of that room in order for her to start furnishing it. So, everything was scattered all over the place. I had to get all that going. And I'm trying to talk while I type the URL where people are supposed to tune in so that I can put the announcement up on YouTube. There we go. I've got that done. So then thing number two that happened today, which was pretty darn frustrating, was I got everything all set up here, and then we're like, oh, crap. Where's the microphone? Oh, no. Where's the capture card? Okay, so John borrowed the capture card because we've got an overclocking guide for Skylake coming that is going to be pretty freaking cool and exciting and all that, but he needed a capture card. So I didn't have my capture card. And then this microphone, which I've been using for WAN show lately, was actually relocated to the inventory that my wife has been working on getting all set up. So we didn't have the microphone. So I was like, oh, no. Okay. So then we got all those things going, and I was like, all right, we're ready to rock here. And I start getting things set up. I go to like open up XSplit. I'm like, what? And it says that XSplit account cannot be found. So I'm like, oh, shoot. Well, my account is weird because Twitch actually set me up with an account. I have not paid for XSplit until today. So originally, when I started streaming WAN show on Twitch set me up with an XSplit account temporarily. And then before that expired, I actually got XSplit on board as a sponsor of Linus Media Group. So they set me up with an account. So somehow, somewhere, the wires must have gotten crossed. And what was happening was I was going to sign into XSplit to stream the show today, and it was telling me I didn't have an account. And when I tried to recover my password, it was saying no such account found. So it's like lost in the ether. And then when I tried to sign up for a new account using my email address, it's like, nope, that email address is already in use. And I'm like, what? You gotta be kidding me. So I had to use a different email address, and to take care of it forever, I just signed up for a lifetime XSplit account. I don't even care. And so now I will never have to worry about it again. Apparently a lifetime XSplit account is $450. So today I learned, but you know what? It's worth it if you use it all the time. And we've got people being like, you paid for this crap when OBS just worked. The reason we don't use OBS is not because we're not aware of OBS. We're aware of OBS. So I'm perfectly happy with XSplit. It's just a minor glitch. Account got lost. And people are like, oh, you paid for this. No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure that's why my account is all screwed up, because I actually hadn't paid for XSplit before, but I'm now officially a paying customer. So there you go. People are like, $450 drops dead. You guys have got no idea what it costs to be a content creation professional. Let me tell you, $450 is nothing. Nothing. I'm pretty sure that's less than what we paid for a single codec on our recording device for our main camera. It's like, it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. I'm not saying it's nothing. $450 is a lot of money. But when it comes to video creation tools, that's not expensive. We were looking at this. This is actually really cool. Okay, it's pre-intro, but I'm still going to do this. I'm going to jump into replace warp. It's either an After Effects or it is a Premiere plugin. But this thing just came out. You know what? I'm gonna yell at someone in the editing room. This is really cool though. So there's a new stabilizer plugin essentially. What's that plugin you showed me earlier for stabilization? And it replaces the warp stabilizer that you can use through Adobe, and it's like freaking amazing. Colton, guys, send me the link for that stabilizer that you were looking at today. I want to show people on the stream. And that costs $400 just for a plugin. A plugin for Adobe Creative Cloud, which costs $80 a month per seat. It's just a plugin. I mean, it's a pretty sick plugin. They were showing like drone footage that was stabilized to crap. They were showing just like some pretty shaky, pretty brutal stuff, and it looks absolutely amazing. Here it is. So this is a Vimeo link that I've got here. There we go. So it's called Real Steady. That's the one. And why is, just a second. Oh, there we go. Screen capture and screen region. Boom! Professional video stabilization for After Effects. Okay, desktop region. Nope. Nope. And add screen capture. And boom. Huh. There I am, being all like, yep, XSplit's working great for me. And here we are. For some reason, my news item is not showing up. Well, yay, I'm feeling pretty good about that at the moment. What the weird? This is some really bizarre stuff right now. I've actually never seen it do this before. Oh, well, there you go. Derp. Okay, so check this out. Check this out, guys. Professional, whatever they're calling it. Okay. So that's warp stabilizer. You can really see that like jello wobbly effect. That is some crazy next level stuff. Now, it is fairly apparent that hold on, I don't know what the volume is like on this right now. I haven't adjusted it. Hopefully you guys can hear me over this. But it's fairly apparent when you look at the footage that they're losing some sharpness, and some people online are talking about how with a subject that moves around within the frame a lot, it doesn't work as well. But this is still some really, really crazy stuff right here. So, yeah, that's $400 just for a plugin. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the intro because clearly this show has no direction. Maybe that'll help me gather my thoughts for a second here, and then I can bring on my guest and we can get into what I think will be probably the coolest segment of the show. So here it goes. Have a third sponsor today. Nope, not that one. I already showed that one. That I don't have an intro screen for, but don't worry too much about that. Basically, Intel for their Game On. They're down at PAX. They're doing all kinds of crazy cool stuff. So let's jump into our first real topic of the day. I'm going to introduce my guest, and I hope this works. Tyler! Nice shirt, by the way, bro. All right, so I hope they can hear you all right, because I certainly can, and I have pretty much no way of bringing up Twitch chat now and making sure that they can hear you. So, Tyler, why don't you... Oh, Hangouts, how I do adore you. That was a great thing that just happened right there. So guys, one of the other, right, I never even went through all the issues I'm having with the stream. So once I got everything working, I realized that my CPU usage was at 100%. And it seemed to be to do with my Hangouts video feed from Tyler here, who is hopefully I'm going to be able to get him back. And apparently there was no sound from him anyway, so I'm going to have to figure that out as well. Boy, I am having quite the day today. You guys are witnessing live what it's like for me to be completely... So this is what I go through. This is what it's like for me to set up the show. Wow, this is great. So here we go. So I am in this video call. Why don't I drop out of that video call? Maybe we'll switch to... Well, no, hold on. Maybe this will work. Okay. Yeah, maybe this will work. So basically what I did was I turned off my video feed to hopefully get CPU utilization low enough that I was able to make this happen. So open volume mixer. All right. Let's see if maybe my guest has audio this time. Guys, can you hear Tyler? Let's hope for the best here. If you talk, it might help, Tyler. I can hear you just fine. I'm still trying to figure out if they can. And because Twitch chat trolls me incessantly, it is actually not necessarily that likely that I will be able to determine based on what they say whether or not you're working here. So hold on, I'm going to switch you away so that I can go ahead and nope. I'm muted? What? It says I'm muted. Hold on. Okay, well you can hear me now, right? Yeah, but that doesn't solve their problem where they're saying they cannot hear you. So I am at a bit of a loss. Maybe we'll... Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got that. Thank you. I'm getting a report from inside that they cannot hear Tyler. That is quite a fascinating thing. I wonder if it's just a matter of like setting up a different speaker. Hold on. Okay, well let's try that. Okay, talk again. Well, now I can't hear you. So, wow, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if they could hear you now? I would laugh. I would find that amusing. If I was basically out of luck and you guys could hear him. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. I just bumped the capture. I'm live now. All right. So we're back. I would hold it up to demonstrate exactly what happened. Yeah, see, I can hear you really well in my right ear. The problem, though, is that when I go into my device configuration... Oh, here we go. Wait, what the crap is this? Oh, hold on. Is it gone? Hey, Tyler, can you talk?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Any echo?
Is that it? Yeah, echo's gone. Are we good? Yeah.
There we go. You can hear Tyler too.
All right. All right. I love this show. Woo!
Yes.
And we're back. Okay, welcome to the show for real. This is Tyler. Tyler, introduce yourself. Who the crap are you? And why should we care?
Yeah, you shouldn't really care. No, I am just a 25-year-old guy in Tennessee designing stuff.
All right, so what are some of the other projects? Because as I recall, we didn't really see much of your portfolio before you emailed in, and you were basically like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of the show, and like, I'll work for peanuts if I can design your new warehouse and new office space. And we were like, Wow, so we actually have had 0 other applicants for this job, and if this guy is anywhere near a complete not an idiot, then that should be perfect. And so that was basically how you won it. But can you tell me some of the other stuff that you've done?
Well, the firm that I work at here, I do a bunch of dental work, dental offices. I do
exciting.
A bunch of residential work. That's probably the majority of the things that I do.
You might say that first one is just the filler material.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they do take some time,
but you got to drill down on the details.
Yeah, literally drill down.
Yeah, you gotta. It's kind of picky work.
Are you being very specific about dentists?
I'm making dental implement jokes. It's not very funny.
Fun.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So basically, what interested you about working on this project?
Well, I've been a fan of the show ever since you started your company, and I feel like after watching you guys so much in your reviews, the WAN show, all these different videos that you make, I felt like of all the people, I could design this around you guys because I know y'all's characteristics, and that's basically what.
Yep, you broke up for a second there. Hopefully we get you back pretty quick here.
Well,
all right. And we're dropping frames. Oh, yeah, we are encoding frames again, so that's exciting. But we may have lost Tyler a little bit there, which is pretty interesting. You guys can look at that blurry picture of Tyler. It's very nice. Or I could actually move that out of the way until he comes back, which would be super awesome. All right. Well, in the meantime, why don't I go ahead and jump into one of the topics that we actually have for the show. And we're back. For real this time, I super duper hope is the case. For good this time, I also super hope is the case. Wow. I think this may be a new record for the... Wow. I was about to say, this may be a new record for the most broken WAN show of all time. Please wait. Look at yourself while you wait. You can make sure that your video is working, which, sure, why not? That's real helpful right now. Just face microphone is all I can say because this is one broken show today, guys. Looked like it was gonna kind of it's gonna try. Can it do?
Okay.
All right, and I think we're back for real this time. This is like a roller coaster. It's up, it's down again. It goes down some more. It's up for like another second, and then it's down. Okay, so I don't even remember what you're talking about, Tyler. Can you feed it to me one more time?
What was the last thing I said?
I don't know. Maybe some of the viewers were paying enough attention to know what's going on. Something. You watch the show. Something helpful. Know our personalities. There. That's a summary.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, the last thing I said was I felt like I knew your all's characteristic quite a bit, so I could design the space for you guys quite relevantly. You know,
okay.
between y'all's workshop, your bench testing area. I felt like I had a knack for how you guys flow. So I took a chance. I sent an email immediately after you announced it on the WAN show back in November. And I said, surely I could get to this guy. You know, hopefully it could happen because I really want to do this. I really want to say I did this. So lucked out, and it's been a blast ever since.
All right. So how about this? Do you have any of the early sketches that you did of what the space was going to look like that you can share with us? Did you find them? I know you just moved.
Yeah, yes. I found a couple of them, not some of the earliest ones, but after we kind of had a knack for a feel for it back when the staircase was in the very front. So let's see if this camera doesn't.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Okay, no, I got some extra ones here for you.
All right, excellent.
Okay, this was apparently this is version A. And this is of when the stair was in the very front.
There we go. Okay. So here you go, guys. I got my mouse on here. So this was the original plan. Can you shift a little bit to your right? Oh, that's good too. There, that's perfect. Okay. So version A. So basically the doors are fixed because they're part of the outer structure. There was nothing we could do for that. We were originally gonna put Nick in like the bitch seat here, right at the front. So whenever anyone knocked at the door, it was going to be Nick. So that says sales/admin. And then, Tyler, was it a code violation that was why we couldn't put the stairs here?
Yes. Apparently, well, the contractors didn't feel comfortable not having it enclosed how we have it now. And which it works out great now because the fact that you have an upstairs office, the code required that the staircase be enclosed and fire rated. So we kind of had to make a shift, and then my mind was exploded because I was frustrated because I wanted that staircase. I had a brilliant idea for that staircase up front, but it kind of got shut down. So we had to alter the plan a little bit, but I think it turned out for the better. Okay,
show it to us again. I'll walk people through like what else we got going on here. Okay.
Is that good?
So this is really funny. This was going to be the server room. So we were going to have the server room inside. This was before, I think it was, Tyler, was it your idea or mine to move the server room out under the stairs and widen the stairs?
I think it was your idea, to be honest.
Okay,
because you wanted the server room to be slightly bigger.
Yes, and I didn't want to waste like expensive floor area on what was essentially just going to be like a bunch of computers sitting on a shelf. So you guys can actually see here that even though the library underwent several revisions, even one where there was a room here that was going to be like a weird closet where I was going to put someone, maybe Nick again, the library actually has almost returned to its original shape, with the only difference being that the door is where the server room used to be. The kitchenette is actually the one thing that really hasn't moved. The bench testing room has changed a lot, though. You can see originally storage was going to be at the back, and then the L desks were going to be like here, and there was like a weird like testing table here. And then the work studio has always kind of been a constant. Okay, so do you have any other revisions for us?
Yeah, let's see. Well, in regards to the library, because you mentioned it went through, several revisions. I think several is a very small term. I think it went through dozens and dozens of looks. And I went through dozens and dozens of layouts from the very beginning because I know you said we needed it to fit in this area. And I was like, for what you want, there's no possible way that's going to fit.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Tyler, I have 1,000 square feet and I want you to put 1,500 square feet in it. So go.
And I was like, no.
And so this guy twists my arm. He's like, well, like, what if we could extend, the back wall just a bit? Come on, Linus, just a bit. We extend the back wall just a bit, and we go 1,100 square feet. And I'm like, can you put 1,500 square feet in 1,100 square feet? And sorry, you got another revision to show us?
Okay, so in regards to the library, these are really, really tiny because I was overlaying them. So this is trace paper that I would overlay on the sketch that I was just showing you. So hold on, let me try.
We're learning all these techniques here, guys. We're gonna be able to be like designers like Tyler now. Okay, so here, there you go.
Not quite.
Oh, here I can show them. I can show them what's up. So this was when the sales/admin had moved to the other side. So yet another revision to the front. And then the kitchenette is still where it was. And then the library was going to be like a couple couches and then some desks here, which the layout of the furniture anyway has even changed from anything Tyler envisioned because we've got Esther coming in and like doing the design of that. But that was what the space was kind of envisioned as being. Okay. You got any other ones for us?
Yeah. And this is a different one. with the wall not being angled like the previous version I just showed you. So this is very slight different, but you can see the wall right here.
And then the bitch desk at the front there gets a little side table. Or a filing cabinet, if it was Nick we were going to put there, which was very, very likely.
That poor person. And then this inevitably is the first sketch of the final design for the library.
Ooh, you guys are seeing like concept art now. So the reason for this is that this weird shaped wall was this is Esther's concept, was going to end up with like kind of a built-in bookcase or something here, and it was going to have like a display wall for like awards and like, you know, Guinness World Records that we've broken and stuff like that. And so this was cut in because we had to relocate the stairs just outside of the frame right here to go straight up. And we actually, okay, you can go ahead and put that down. I'm not pointing at it anymore. And we had to change the front entryway to have like these fire rated doors so that, you know, fire couldn't something people can get down from the upstairs, whatever, who cares about the people upstairs. So that was how we ended up with that weird shape, because it's not that I wanted a reception desk. I believe, Tyler, is it correct that by that point in the design stage, we had decided that visitors were going to come to door 104, and we were going to have like a remote entry buzz-in system? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We had talked about a way where you can give them a remote access, or if there was a frequent visitor, maybe they had a card and they slid a card and they were able to get in.
Like high-tech,
so at that point,
high-tech stuff.
And there was another design once we decided to move the staircase to where it is now, because like again, the library had changed so much. But this was a kind of an oddball idea that was good. It didn't turn out the way it did.
Ah, yes, that would have actually been so bizarre when you walked in, because this would have scooched the library up to the point where the editing den, I think we had to. This is the one you sent me where you made the editing den smaller, wasn't it?
No, the editing den's the same size. I think it's
Is this prior to moving the back wall, or something like that?
Oh, this is, yeah.
Yes.
You can, yeah.
So we ended up, this is where he negotiated that. So the compromise here was that we either had to extend the back wall, or we had in order to compress this space here. And then that was where we lost the weird like sales/admin, like weird like closet thing that you were gonna like walk straight into back here. It was gonna be super weird, and it was gonna be like really crowded by the front. So the reason we ended up with like a reception area at all, because I didn't really feel like I needed one, was in case we ever want to resell the place. So that was how we ended up with the weird cutout in the library, so that someone could sit there if they really, really wanted to. So
and the other thing about the resale that we pointed out was the contractors and I discussed heavily with hundreds and hundreds of emails about what the heck we were going to do about this structure. And I know Yvonne and I have been talking back and forth with it too, said, where are we going to put these bearing walls? And then we got to thinking, no, they're going to want to resell it later. We can't have any bearing walls in this place because the new tenant will just want to rip it all out and design it themselves. So we had to make a decision there on what the heck we were going to support the storage at the time, which was, so now the floor that you guys have should be overrated for what an office space is.
Oh,
so it's actually stronger than what it should be.
So you guys had to re-engineer the downstairs structurally, because the original plan, and this is actually something that a lot of viewers won't know, the original plan for the upper floor of the office space was just to have like an outside staircase up there, and it was just going to be storage, like shelves and shelves and shelves of random overflow storage. So it was designed for us to have a bunch of storage crap up there. And then when we made the deal with Vessel, and all of a sudden we kind of went, oh crap, how are we even going to build out that upstairs once we've moved in? Because we're going to be trying to film, and they're going to be trying to build an office, which is obviously two things that don't mesh too well together. And we kind of went, okay, let's just build out the upstairs. How are we going to get rid of all this stuff? That is where the garage sale concept was born. Not because we wanted to have a garage sale, but because we literally took an eraser to our storage area and put in offices. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was a last minute decision. You're like, we got some extra stuff we want to do. Let's throw some offices in, and we got like a week. Okay, let's throw it there.
So, okay, so this is kind of a funny story. Tyler, I don't know if you actually even know this, but do you have any early drawings of the upstairs?
Oh gosh. No, because that wasn't really, I didn't even get this. I didn't have time to even sketch that. That was just pure computer work.
Just go for gold.
No.
Just do the detailed drawing up right, and then hopefully we'll just make that. No, okay. So we actually did make some revisions to Tyler's original drawing, and this is kind of a funny story. I don't even know if you know this, Tyler. So he sent me the computer drawing, and my wife and I went out into the cul-de-sac in front of our house with a laptop with the drawing on it. We went out there with like a gigantic tape measure and sidewalk chalk, because neither of us are really that good, like just looking at a piece of paper and envisioning what that space is like to walk around in. And by this stage, they had actually already put up the outside of the downstairs, and we were walking around in it before they actually put up any of the inside walls, going, wow, this is a really claustrophobic, really small space. I really hope that we've done the right thing here. Okay, we need to not make these same mistakes for the upstairs. So my wife and I came to the office on a weekend with sidewalk chalk and drew out all the walls of the downstairs and went, wow, this is really tight. Uh-oh. And then we were like, okay, let's not make the same mistake for the upstairs. So we went out in our cul-de-sac and we actually drew out the entire thing so that we could walk around in the office in the middle of the bulbous end of our street. And that was how we ended up redesigning. Okay, so that is how our conference room. So Tyler, you had originally had the conference room like about what % wider than what we ended up with?
I would say it would be about 10% wider than it was.
Okay.
It was a little bit wider. And it was also in 3 different locations. At first I had the conference room in your office.
Right. Yes. And then I decided I wanted the window out into my empire.
Yep, pretty much.
And then 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but let me tell you guys, 10% is the difference between having enough room to have a chair on one side of a table and not having enough room to have a chair on one side of a table. So that was where the concept of the built-in bench over top of like the space that's taken up by like the exit sign in the floor below, because they don't quite meet up evenly. So that was where the concept of the built-in bench to make enough room to have chairs around all the other edges of the conference room came from. Not because we were like, yeah, we're like a quirky like Web 2.0 company, we're gonna have like a bench in our conference room. It was because I decided that if we made the conference room the width Tyler wanted, we were taking up too much space from the open concept area, and my office was too big. So that was from walking around in the cul-de-sac. That's where all that came from.
I think you actually told me, I think you or Yvonne told me about you guys going up there with chalk. I think I might have known that.
And you must have been thinking, wow, this is like the ultimate amateur hour.
No, I actually thought it was pretty genius. I mean, you don't know how the space is going to feel unless you go there.
No, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. So so tell me, like, you were doing this in addition to your regular job. You're East Coast, right?
Yeah.
So we would get emails from this guy at like 2:30 in the morning, 3 in the morning, our time. What was your personal life like when you were working on this project, man?
Oh gosh, it was. Well, I didn't really do a whole lot because all my friends moved away, so I've been kind of readjusting to where I'm at now. But man, it was weird going from work doing that 8 or 9 hour job of architecture, and then coming home and be like, I gotta do this guy's thing. So how long is this gonna take? I was dedicated, but it was gonna get done. And then when I was sending those emails to you, 2:30, 3 in the morning, it was 6:30, 7:30 in the morning my time. So that's when I woke up. I think our first conversation, you are on the phone. You were like, "Can I call you at 1:30, like my time?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?"
Well, the thing is like I work, you know, self-employed, you know, not typical hours. So when I'm in the office, when I'm in the studio, that's when all of my staff are in. I need to be like shooting videos. So then I get home, I've got like a couple hours with the kids, which is all I really get. So I'm like, okay, no, that's kids time. And then I sit down and I'm like fried. And that's when I get to sit and, you know, write or do emails or whatever else. So anything that's extracurricular, like if I'm not writing tomorrow's video, because I got to get that done, and I have to be somewhat lucid when I'm doing that, anything extracurricular kind of falls into, well, it has to come after. So I'm like, yeah, like I work kind of weird hours, Tyler. Is this going to work for you?
No, it worked out fine. I had to take a break there every now and then, though, but entertain the eyes on the weekend, but it was all good.
So okay, so tell me something. Like, would you do it again? Would you do this project again?
Yes.
Okay, what's it like seeing the finished office for you, even though we haven't furnished it yet?
It's really cool because it's the only project I've done in Canada, and that alone was miraculous. Didn't think I could actually do it because it was through consulting with so many people up there in Surrey. It was an email blast all day. I'm trying to do my job, my regular job, and my phone's going off the hook with emails from you guys, and I'm like, this is awesome. But it was fun. It was an experience. So yeah, I'd totally do it again.
You know what's really funny is you're talking about the email barrage. So I thought, and this is like just me being totally naive, I thought that the email thread that I was CC'd on between you and Yvonne that had gotten so long that it took like 20 plus, 30 plus seconds to load in Gmail. I thought that was the only one between you two.
Oh no.
No, I know. No, I know that now. So there were multiple Gmail threads throughout this project that basically can't load.
And some of them are like the images I sent you earlier. Some of those emails have 10 meg, 12 meg renderings on them. Right. No wonder they're not going to load.
Oh, crap. I haven't even... Okay, I got to kind of kick you off for a second here.
Okay.
No, they'll still be able to hear you. But I gotta boot off your face for a second here so that I can show everyone some of the renders. So this was really cool. This was a really cool part of the experience for me. Let me just check. I think you sent that as a drive link. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me pull that up. There we go. There we go, drive link. So this was really cool. This was a neat part of the process that I didn't even occur to me. Like I thought you guys are seeing like the overhead drawings, like the top down drawings, spec drawings, but there were actually. Let me just go ahead and share this with you guys. I hope. Oh nope, it looks like I broke some things when. There we go. So these were some of the renderings that we got to look at when we were kind of conceptualizing the whole thing. So this was an early drawing of what this would look like with a reception desk. Now we've actually since decided we're just going to put like a little waiting bench here, and I'm not sure about these light fixtures. I think, hey Tyler, can you see, like, are you watching the stream muted? Like, can you see what I'm looking at? All right, cool.
Yes. Like
were these lights just a figment of your imagination, or are these based on something?
Oh, that's based on your wife's sister.
Oh, that is. Oh, are we actually putting those in?
That's what I was told. She sent me some pictures of make lights look like this. So, and that reception desk that you see there too is based on an image as well that I got. So I just modeled that in there.
All right, cool. So here's the concept for the sign that those of you who have seen or attended a tour of the HQ have probably seen. It's finished in like a glossy gray now. It looks really, really sharp. So this is a door that we didn't want to put in. This was a door that we had to do for like fire code purposes. Something to do with flames from the downstairs getting to the upstairs and making it so that people upstairs would die or something. So I had really wanted it to be open when you walk in, so you could go right into the kitchen. This is the final kitchen design. This is what it's been for the longest time. There's a better look at what the reception area could look like someday if someone ever puts a reception desk in there. Yeah, this feels like so concept arty. So this is the library in render. This is this is really cool. So this is an earlier render of the editing den when the intention was still to put whole room water cooling into the new office. So you can see that Tyler has actually modeled in the copper piping for whole room here. How long did that take? I'm sorry we didn't end up putting that in, man.
Oh no. If you go to the very last image, it should have the WAN show vinyl on there, the Linus Tech Tips vinyl, and it's got the copper colored and everything.
Really?
That was photoshopped. The actual piping was a bit of a challenge, but putting everything else in didn't take too long.
So there's some things in here that you guys are seeing that are not actually done yet. So these partitions, for example, I believe we have sourced but not ordered. We're still not 100% sure about putting them between people, but I think it might be nice to have the blinders on once in a while. These cubicles, if we put them in, I really wasn't sure how tidy those would end up looking, and we might do like floor standing rolling drawer things that people can tuck under their desks now. But these cubicles were definitely something that we were planning to do just because they kind of looked cool. Vinyl wall decals may or may not go on at some point, but yeah, you guys are seeing what it may end up looking like in the future as opposed to what we've actually got implemented so far. This is a look at what we had planned for storage in here. It ended up not quite working out that way because the racks that we got for cheap on Craigslist are a bit wider than the concept racks. So we actually have them, 3 of them kind of staggered. And then here's more of these cube ideas that we may actually still roll out. That's a no furniture render of the library. Let's see what else we got here. Other kind of cool stuff. I guess did you ever do renders of the upstairs, or were you at that point, had you gotten to the point where you were just going to collapse if you tried to do any more work on this project?
Oh, no. I had intended on doing the upstairs, but I kind of got tied up with other things. But I remember Yvonne and Esther were so wrapped up in the things that were going on, because that was the time we were trying to get a permit, and they both said, "We don't care right now. We're just trying to get a permit." So I was like, okay, we'll just hold it off for right now, and you guys just let me know if you want them or not, because you already had the design. You already knew what you wanted it to look like, and the renderings that I did earlier were really just for getting, because we had gone through so many variations of carpet and tile and wall color and
right,
all sorts of things.
All these little details that I've tried to avoid to the best of my ability, because I mean, the thing about this project is throughout the whole thing, I have to keep making videos. So Yvonne would corner me like after you guys have been exchanging emails in the middle of the night and be like, okay, I need you to make decisions about this stuff. Please make decisions about this. I'm like, okay, I'll look at it. But I mean, the vast majority of the work was done by Tyler, Yvonne, Esther, and our contracting company. That I think this is kind of funny. I think they did not ever intend for me to hear this. But I heard one of the workers talking to one of the other workers about one of the higher-ups at our contracting company referring to this job as the job from hell, where literally everything has gone wrong. And it really has felt like that at times. I know that, as much as, it's upsetting and frustrating for me that this has taken a long time. I mean, it's not like they're getting paid until it's done. So it's just sitting there on their desks, taking up time while, we wait for permits and do this and do that. So it was a real struggle for everyone. So Tyler, then, now that this is done, what do you think? Are we going to get going on our next project together that Yvonne does tell me you have agreed to help with?
Yes, we could do that whenever you want.
All right. Do you want to share I haven't told the audience about this. They have no idea this is coming. I don't even know. Would this even be a good Linus Tech Tips vlog series or something? Do you want to do the big reveal for what the next big Tyler Linus collaboration is going to be?
Sure, no problem. I don't know a whole lot about it at this point as far as the details and things.
Me neither.
But okay, great. We'll talk about that. They have asked me to help them design a cat enclosure for the #1 cats in Canada.
So if creating an office/studio space for a YouTube company wasn't kind of out there enough for you, this should pretty much take the cake, right?
This one goes on the resume book for sure.
Excellent. Well, I got to move on and do some tech topics, but you know, I just want to say once and for all, in front of all 6,700 people that stuck with us through the technical details and or difficulties, excuse me, and are somehow watching the show still. Thank you guys, by the way. Thank you very much. We absolutely love our new space. I mean, even Ed, who was kind of indifferent throughout the time we were moving in, he was kind of like, yeah, it's a place to work. It's just like great that it'll be a better place to work, but like, you know, he was telling Yvonne he didn't know that it was going to make this big of a difference. It's great. It feels like it was designed for us, built for us, and it's perfect for us. It's right for us, and it's just fantastic. We're not moved in yet, but even
Clearly.
not moved in here, I feel like so many things are smoother than being fully moved in at the old place because the space is just so much better. So thank you very much for all your hard work and all those sleepless nights that you spent on this. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
All right, so I'll talk to you soon about the CAD enclosure project, and for now, bye-bye, and see you later.
See you guys.
All right, and he's gone. All right, so let's get on with sort of the tech news for this week. Thanks again to you guys for actually staying tuned into the show, because this has been quite the cluster, you know, rub against each other thing that we've got going on here. So, you know what, I hate to do this to you guys, but I think we should probably jump in and do sponsors, and then I'll do the rest of the show. The show was supposed to be over 15 minutes ago, so I got to get these out of the way. Not that it's about getting it out of the way, because when we have great sponsors like Dollar Shave Club that help keep you guys looking cleanly shaven, you know, like me at the beginning of the day before I have that 5 o'clock shadow that hopefully you guys can't see from there because I'm doing a sponsor spot for a shaving company. So Dollar Shave Club, the way to get high quality shaving and bathroom supplies delivered directly to your door. They take care of the two most important parts of your body: your face with their affordable high quality razors and their Dr. Carver's shave butter and their aftershave products, and your butthole with their One Wipe Charlie's peppermint scented butt wipes for men. Because if you've got a clean face and a clean butthole, you are ready for anything. Visit dollarshaveclub.com/Linus to join the club today. It's available in the US, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. That is the 4 most important countries that aren't the rest of the world other than those 4. See, I have not offended anyone, I hope. Next up, we've got... Really? Are you freaking kidding me? This is what happens when, like, the whole show completely breaks multiple times. And, oh, I see what happened. My login credentials for... Oh, now I know what happened. Okay. Hey, guys! Can someone help me? I need help with a thing. Give me a second. I need the USB drive to do another thing. Is this Dennis's USB drive? Look at this. Look at this crap. This guy has got all of his, like... This guy's got all his stupid, like, Chinese crap in here. See, now you guys...
Dennis, what do you need?
See, look at this. That must be Dennis's. I can't even read anything on your USB drive, Dennis. Oh, he's gone. All right. Well, he can't even hear me. He can't even hear me ripping on him. Okay. So, oh, this is okay. No, I do need you guys because I need one of the other ones. So, see. It's just endless today. All right, there you go. Sponsor number 2, Intel Game On. Tweet a selfie with hashtag Intel Game On. And I think there are more instructions. So let's go ahead and search for that. Right, yeah, Control F game is going to help me find anything in the WAN doc. All right, so it's now through August 31st. You need to print out and wear the official Intel Game On button and tweet a selfie with hashtag Intel Game On for a chance to win one of 3 Core i7 processors. It's open to residents of the continental US, and they are also running a hashtag Intel Prime PC giveaway. That's now through September 4th. Take a picture of your current PC build and tweet that picture with hashtag Intel Prime PC. Mention what you would do if you want an Intel-powered upgrade. And there's a chance to win one of 3 Intel Core i7s or one of 3 Intel SSDs, open to residents of continental US and Canada for that one. So check out our forum thread on the Linus Tech Tips forum for all the Intel PAX Prime activities and deals. So I'm going to go ahead and do a news topic while I get the TunnelBear lower third thrown onto that USB drive, because due to a complicated networking setup, I am not able to access any of the servers right now. Woot woot! I love this show, baby! All right, why don't we do some actual news for a change on the WAN show? So YouTube gaming. Let's go ahead and pull up the Wired.com article here. Blippity bloppity news item, I hope. Wow, thank you. Look at that. Watch out, Twitch. YouTube gaming just went live. That actually happened surprisingly quickly. Either my life is going by faster, or it really was just like, oh, maybe it was like a month plus ago that that YouTube was giving a sneak peek of what YouTube gaming, their direct response to Twitch TV, was going to look like. Because the reality of it is, YouTube has a lot of gameplay guys on there, but it's a very, very different medium, live broadcast versus archive broadcast. And so, sorry? Emergency files, thank you. So YouTube has pretty much captured the edited gameplay content, and Twitch has captured the live gameplay content. So Twitch has actually moved away from VOD content over the last couple of years. So they went ahead and they started turning off by default archived videos for longer than, I think it's what, 2 weeks or something along those lines. So it's a short period of time, and for partners, I believe it's mandatory that your videos will be deleted. They're a live broadcast platform, period. And then YouTube has mostly ignored live broadcast, with Hangouts on Air being sort of, well, from my experience with it, just, I mean, I tried to use it today. There you go. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. No, I'll just have to deal with it later because I'm doing a news topic right now. Ed wants to get back to work or something. He doesn't want to just hang around and find out if this USB drive is going to work for me. So basically what it is it is a, it's actually kind of a separated user experience now. So let's go ahead and actually bring it up. YouTube gaming, gaming.youtube.com if you guys want to check it out on your own. And in a nutshell, it's an attempt to take it's an attempt to, well, basically to take what other game streaming platforms are doing well and implement as many of those elements as they can in a place where gaming content is not going to get lost in the mix of other things. Like, you know, for example, if you search for, you know, Halo on YouTube, maybe Halo's not a great example because Halo should bring up a lot of gaming content, but if you search for Halo, you might find a video that's like costume design ideas for Halloween, how to build your own Angel Halo. And gaming.youtube.com is attempting to completely eliminate that kind of crap. The live videos run via Google's HTML5 backend, so Twitch is still running on Flash, so they've definitely tried to amp things up in terms of the technology. Although they haven't worked out all of the details necessarily yet. So Jack Frags, his stream of Gears of War Ultimate, his monetization was rejected due to copyright infringement. So they still have a lot of work to do on the back end of things, whether it's, you know, working with large tournaments to actually host that content on gaming.youtube.com, something that Twitch pretty much owns right now. And yes, Ed? Oh, okay, bye. Thank you. And so, and then they've also, this is the most disrupted WAN show of all time. So anyway, it took about 5 hours for right, and they've got to figure out with the game makers how they can avoid the kinds of takedown issues that Twitch has suffered from in the past, whether it's gameplay footage, gameplay soundtracks, whether it's just music that streamers are listening to in the background, with that whole, not very well handled at first, but hey, it's getting better audio muting thing. So they've got a long way to go, but hey, it's good to have other players, and I'll be very interested to see how, remember, Twitch is now owned by Amazon, who definitely wants a piece of that online video content pie. I will definitely be interested to see how Amazon/Twitch reacts to this play from YouTube. So let's go ahead and do our last sponsor spot here. Hopefully Tunnel doesn't bring up too many things in my dock here. It really doesn't help that my computer is not running particularly well, because it's better. It's a little bit better now, but it was like really brutal when I was trying to broadcast video to Tyler for our video chat, broadcast video to you guys, accept video input from Tyler. And yeah, even now here, I'll show you guys this. Check this out. Add screen capture. Oh, wow. What I just did didn't work at all. Well, whatever. Task Manager is hitting like 100% peaks from time to time. So TunnelBear.com/LTT. It's the easy-to-use privacy app for mobile and desktop. It works on iOS, Android, Mac, PC, Chrome. You can tunnel through 14 different countries, allowing you to browse the internet as though you're in that country. So it's a VPN service, essentially. It secures your internet when you're on public Wi-Fi. This is actually great when you're traveling. If you're at a conference, if you're working from, a cafe like a Starbucks or whatever else, or especially, like not a trusted, public Wi-Fi hotspot, definitely a good idea, and allows you to access geo-blocked websites. So a perfect example of a use for this, back when Google Glass first launched and you couldn't order it from outside the United States, I was able to use a VPN service in order to pretend I was in the States. And well, in that case, it didn't actually end up being the total solution that I needed, because I also had to produce a US-based credit card from a US-based account, but it's a whole other thing. I was able to access the site, so it's good for that kind of stuff. And they have friendly support bears that are standing by 24 hours a day in case you have any trouble. They've got 5 million users, and you get to try it out for free. TunnelBear gives you 500 megabytes of data for free every month, and an extra gig if you tweet at them. So if you need more data, prices for unlimited plans start at $6.99 a month. Pretty darn reasonable. Download it today and start browsing privately at TunnelBear.com/LTT. All right, what else do we have on the docket for today? MIT researchers have built a file system that doesn't lose data to a crash. And by the way, our last news article was, it looks like our original posters on the Linus Tech Tips forum are actually missing today. So this one was posted by anti-piracy. That is a word with which I am not familiar. And the original article here is from MIT.edu, which makes sense since it's going to be, from that. Wait, gosh darn it. There we go. Crash tolerant data storage. So there's actually a lot of different ways to lose data. So when you back up or you store your data, I'm not going to say backup. Backup has a very specific meaning. When you store your data on a drive, you write it there, and then if all goes according to plan, then it should stay there forever. Not actually a thing. So aside from the drive dying physically, file systems themselves, thanks to being created back at a time when we didn't even necessarily need these safeguards, sometimes, and NTFS is guilty of this, sometimes don't have the safeguards built in to prevent just random degradation of the data over time, also known as bit rot. And here's the thing, writing data to a drive, if the system crashes while the data is in flight, then that can often result in data loss as well. So this doesn't do anything for bit rot necessarily. Oh, wow, there's still a What the crap? There we go. So this doesn't necessarily do anything for bitrot. I'm actually not 100% sure if it does address that. Okay. Yep. Nope. So you need to use error checking and correction for that kind of thing. So it doesn't address bitrot, but what it does do is it makes it so that you won't need, you know, an expensive battery backup for your storage controller and a battery backup on the PC outright to even have a chance of not losing data while it's in flight, while it's sitting in cache. No, this allows you to, no matter what, when you're writing data, not lose not lose it while the system crashes. So very, very cool stuff. I mean, the thing about file systems is that it could take a decade to reach mainstream acceptance. And mainstream acceptance, I mean, what does that even mean? You know, something like this is not even necessarily going to be at all suitable. Like maybe 5 revisions down the road, it's not going to be suitable for mainstream use, like as the file system you're using on your boot drive at all, because file systems can be optimized for a lot of different things. ZFS, for example, not great for a boot drive. Great for long-term archival storage. That's what we're using because it does protect against bitrot, for example. So there you go. Your data is safer, and who knows, you know, when that'll happen. Yeah, all testing's been positive so far, but it should be noted that this hasn't been looked at outside of MIT. Our next article was posted by, and I'm just waiting for the page to load here. Blippity bloppity. Artie, and the original article here is from TheVerge.com, and Google is developing a GPS system that could help you avoid potholes. No, not potheads, potholes. Holy actual crap. They're going to be, you know, doing something legitimately useful with, oh, is that a Game On badge? Do I need that for something? This is what the official Game On badge looks like, by the way. I talked about that on the Intel thing. So basically, Google has filed a patent, which doesn't necessarily mean it's getting productized anytime soon, for a way to track potholes across the United States using your car's GPS navigation system and other sensors to detect damaged portions of road. So they'll put that information into a database, then use it to help you find a less bumpy route. So if you're worried about the suspension on your lowered vehicle, this technology could be for you. Although there's a number of other reasons why you might, you know, want that. Say, for example, right, you know, taking the baby out for a drive to help her fall asleep, something that, you know, the dads out there will probably be able to relate to. It could be nice to have a, you know, smoother way to go ahead and drive down the road. So basically, Google would be monitoring the vibrations your car is subjected to when you rumble over a pothole, and then cross-referencing that with GPS data, something that's, you know, pretty standard these days. So by doing this many different times in many different cars, Google would actually be able to pinpoint where the potholes are. And this is not necessarily even just a technology for like manually driven cars. In fact, I see the usefulness there being pretty limited. But this is the kind of thing that could be really useful for a self-driven car. I mean, imagine that. If self-driven cars, without even having to rely on camera sensors, could know where obstacles or bumps on the road are and automatically avoid them, leaving the camera work to the unexpected obstacles like a 2x4 that falls off the back of the truck in front of you. Very cool looking technology, and I don't think I ever, oh yeah, I did manage to bring that up. I am definitely not at my best today. I have like a splitting headache from trying to troubleshoot this thing. To which you might reply, well, gee, Linus, maybe you should set up the show ahead of time. You know what? I filmed 4 videos today. My job isn't always like, you know, just sitting around and eating bugs. Oh yeah, teasing an upcoming channel super fun. Let me tell you guys, it is going to be freaking awesome. It involves pinball, which you can't go wrong with, and it involves eating bugs. Yeah, bugs. Eating bugs. Bugs get eaten. in the video by people. So stay tuned for that. If you have not already subscribed to Channel Superfun, I am quite certain that you are going to want to get on that puppy. All right. What else? What we got next? Oh, there's a public beta now of Cortana for Android. This was originally posted by, and I'll go ahead and wait for the thread to load because the formatting of the of this doc is a little bit different this week. We had Colton do it. We had the new guy do the formatting of the doc today. So, you know, things are a little broken. He can't hear me. Everyone else has gone home for the day because it's 6:30, which is 35 minutes after when we are normally streaming the show. So this was posted by Yamiyuki Senpai. I don't know. My Japanese isn't that great. And Microsoft Cortana for Android is ready to take on Google Now. Ooh, question mark? I guess it depends on who you ask. So it's not currently compatible with Android tablets. It's US only at this time, but it does support some of the basic functionality that you would expect out of something like Google Now. You can set tasks, set reminders, you can make calls, it browses the internet. It is more basic compared to Google Now, which has had a long time to get deeply integrated with Android, but promises to grow in features in the future. I mean, here's like kind of a crazy thing. I'd love to see, like right now, Google has kept Google Now for their own Android Wear smartwatches and wearables. I would love to see Cortana take a more open approach, which, I mean, it's not something Microsoft's really been known for in the past, but I'd love to see Cortana take a more open approach and go, okay, you know, hey, we don't have a wearable platform yet anyway. Let's go ahead and enable Cortana on Pebble Time, for example, because that was one of the big things that I missed about the G-Watch R when I was using the Pebble Time. There's certain things I loved about it. You know, I love the multi-day battery life. I've forgotten to charge my G-Watch R a couple times in the last couple weeks, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. When you get used to having a watch, you really do rely on it. And having the ability to just be like, you know, hey, Pebble Time or whatever, however they integrate it, hey, Cortana on my wrist, and having my third-party watch be able to enable that kind of functionality for me would be great, because I really did miss Google Now when I was using the Pebble Time. It already has some voice functionality that works quite well, things like replying to text messages, but it could use more, and that would really be a huge deal for Android and Pebble Time for me. What else? So yeah, if you guys want to try it, then check it out at, let me see if I can find the site right now real quick here. Blog entry by Microsoft. So it's on the blogs.windows.com site. I'll go ahead and post that in the Twitch chat. I realize I've been totally forgetting to do that throughout the show today, guys. Again, I'm sorry. I am a little flustered today. That is definitely a thing. Fable Legends. They keep on doing this. I wish I was wearing my Keep On Digging shirt today, because this is like, I don't know. On the one hand, I kind of go, this is like the biggest piece of news for me this week. And on the other hand, I go, Microsoft screwing up gaming on the PC. Is this even news? Should I even be covering this? Fable Legends PC will be exclusive to Windows 10. Exclusive to the Windows 10 store. So until recently, been blah, 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 no direct mention of how Fable Legend would be released on PC, other than that it was Windows 10 exclusive. Now we know a little bit more about what that means. And this is really funny because Microsoft came out and was like, yeah, you know, Steam and like PC gaming and like how great that is. Now we know, okay, it's exclusive to Windows 10 for no apparent reason. What? DirectX 12. It would have been really hard to turn down some graphical details and have it work with DirectX 11. Blah. So we already knew that, but what we didn't know is that you will not be able to buy it on Steam. We are getting games for Windows Live, but like worse. And now Windows 10 exclusivity and yeah, blah. I just don't even. So now we've got, like, remember when Steam was, okay, I don't know if you guys ever had this moment, but I pirated a lot of video games. Tons of video games. The vast majority of my video game library either came with the purchase of hardware, because I spent all my money on hardware and then kept the free games and flipped the hardware and was like always upgrading. So either came with hardware or was pirated when I was in high school. That was just how it was. Sorry, game developers of that time. Steam changed everything for me. Having a one-stop shop with no additional DRM, with no CD keys to keep track of and enter in things, and being able to drag and drop install my games just by backing them up on, at the time, I guess it would have been backing them up on DVDs, and then being able to just drag and drop the files off a DVD instead of going through an installer with a bunch of stupid CDs for no apparent reason and like a bunch of, you know, game serials. It's like, oh, what a breath of fresh air Steam was. Steam turned me legit. And now it's like the game developers, in their desire to not give Valve a cut, which I understand, are just killing it. They're killing what was great about it, what converted me and I think a lot of people into paying customers. They're killing it. The entire ecosystem is so fragmented now. Steam, Origin, Uplay, Good Old Games, which is now, I don't know, I think CD Projekt Red renamed it or something. I can't even remember what their, might still be Good. I don't care. And now we're gonna have to shop for AAA titles, like proper PC games, although you could make the argument that Fable hasn't been good in a long time. Proper PC games, we're going to have to shop for them in the Windows Store. I mean, is this, it's funny, is this Microsoft cluing in that, you know, gamers and gaming have driven a huge part of the Windows success outside of corporate? Are we getting a nod at least for that? Like, hey, so the Windows Store is a total ghost town. Right, exclusive games. Gamers they'll go anywhere. They'll even go to Origin and Uplay to get their content. I mean, the kinds of problems we have had with Origin and Uplay around here. Let me tell you, if people are willing to use those turds, then I mean, who knows? Maybe this will all just be no big deal, and it being Windows Store exclusive, everyone will just completely accept it. So Microsoft rep says they are not trying to compete with Steam, whatever that means. Yeah. What else we got today? Wow, more bad news for popcorn time. This was posted by, and I'll have that for you in a second. This was posted by Artie on the forum, and this is some seriously bad news for popcorn time users. 75,000 Popcorn Time users will be getting a surprise in the mail this fall after the Rights Alliance claimed it has gathered data on 51 to 75,000 users of the site. Okay, so the Rights Alliance is legally allowed to monitor people it suspects to be pirating. However, monitoring IP addresses is one thing. It would need to go through the courts to be allowed to collaborate with ISPs to obtain the names and addresses behind them. So it's not exactly 100% clear what they're going to do with it, but that being said, it has made progress in the last month despite the obstacles, making arrests in Denmark after 2 men were found to be explaining how to use Popcorn Time on their sites. So, all right. Email addresses, but not necessarily the real names of people, and we'll see how that whole thing is going to go. Tesla driver set a new record. So this was 2 Norwegian guys. The original article here is from fortune.com, and this was posted on the forum by, I will get that for you in a moment, but first let's pop up the article here. So they set a new record. I don't know if you guys have heard of hypermiling before, but basically it's the, I don't know, I guess hobby of taking cars and trying to achieve never before seen mileage ratings. Well, it's not a rating because the rating's the rating, but never before seen mileage out of these vehicles. So these guys set a new record. They drove a Model S for 452 miles. So that time's about 1.3. So what is that in kilometers? Like 600 or 700 and something along those lines for our metric viewers out there. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, electric cars are developing in multiple ways, both the creative ways that people are using them. Now, to be clear, they weren't driving it in a particularly practical way, so they drove at a speed of 24.2 miles per hour in order to achieve that range. But the technology is advancing, and the way that people are using them seems to be advancing. It took them a total time of 18 hours and 40 minutes to run out of battery life. So with that said, it's not like, okay, remember the speed. It's not like they actually went that far, but still very, very cool. I mean, they did go that far, but they didn't drive for 18 hours at 100 kilometers an hour or whatever. They're driving like 35 kilometers an hour, so not necessarily that practical. Toshiba figures, this is some pretty cool stuff. Toshiba figures that 128 terabyte SSDs will hit the market in 2018. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean that you will be buying and using a 128-bit SSD, or excuse me, a 128 terabyte SSD in the year 2018, but that does mean that they believe that those capacities will become commercially available 3 years from now. If I am the hard drive guys, this kind of stuff is absolutely terrifying. Now, to be clear, they're not achieving this, merely through Moore's law and, better manufacturing processes, smaller manufacturing processes. They are going to need some additional they're going to need chips. They are going to need more chips. They're going to need some additional tricks. So they're going to be doing quad level cells, QLC, so that is storing more bits per cell, and 3D NAND flash, which has already hit production and has already demonstrated that it will be able to scale in terms of capacity without necessarily seeing that huge increase in area that is taken up by more traditional non-3D NAND designs, so 2D NAND designs. You can go ahead and check this out. So they've actually got a pretty cool little, like, scary to hard drive makers graph here. Now, this is interesting. So when I talk about not being cost effective, look, 16 terabytes. They have that in 2015. Can you afford a 16 terabyte SSD? I personally cannot. So, they're comparing that to 10 terabyte hard drives, also not affordable. So we're talking about potentially, enterprise grade hardware, like archival storage SSDs or some crap like that. But they're basically saying, look, hard drive capacities, might reach, somewhere in the 20 to 40 terabyte range. We can do several times that. Absolutely awesome. This is great. KitGuru also has another really great point at the bottom of the article here. And while it may be possible to create a 128 terabyte solid state drive, you won't actually be able to build a lot of them either, because manufacturing capacities, like how many chips we can even make worldwide, will be constrained. So they'll be sold only to select customers and will hardly reach the mass market 3 years from now. Very good point as well. So I think that pretty much wraps up the show today. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and roll that intro in a minute here. I really do apologize for the technical difficulties. Today was a very challenging day, and I appreciate you guys bearing with me here. In case you're wondering where Luke was, I realize now I never even addressed that. He is down at PAX Prime. I'm actually going to be down there tomorrow, hanging out at the Intel booth and shooting some other stuff as well. So I will hopefully see some of you there, and definitely do go say hi to Luke and Brandon if you see them on the show floor. Nick's there too, and I'll be bringing Taryn down with me, but I think he's going to be cloistered in in a hotel room somewhere editing videos, so I don't know if you'll necessarily run into him. See you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.